This is the JTV Caribbean News. I am Sean Rose. LIAT will be cutting some of its unprofitable routes over the next 3 months as part of a program to fix the cash-strapped airline. Chairman of the regional airline, Dr. Gene Holder, made this disclosure following a meeting with the 4 shareholder governments in Barbados. He said the recovery plan for structural change would last 100 days, citing the serious need to ensure the airline's future viability. According to Holder, it is clear that LIAT cannot provide services to 21 countries in the Caribbean and only 4 countries funding the operation. The chairman said the shareholder prime ministers of Barbados, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Dominica agreed that they must take a very hard look at making this airline not only a commercially driven airline, but one which recognizes the need for high standards. Meanwhile, chairman of the shareholder governments and prime minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, said LIAT had borrowed $65 million from the Caribbean Development Bank to do a $100 million refleeting of the airline. He lamented that Dominica was the only country that had come on board to pump funds into the operation. Gonsalves also revealed that LIAT had been unable to sell its old Dash 8s since there are no proper records of their ages to present to buyers following the burning of Antigua's hangar. Gonsalves said he is putting public pressure on St. Lucia, St. Kitts Nevis, and Grenada to come to the table, noting that several regional governments had enjoyed a free ride for too long. The Caribbean Community CARICOM says it would focus for the next 2 years on unveiling its proposed Singular Information Communication Technology ICT space in the region. The single ICT space would serve as what CARICOM called the digital layer of the single market and economy. According to Caribbean Journal, CARICOM chairman and St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said that a roadmap to the ICT space would be developed and presented to the region's heads of government by their July 2015 meeting. The roadmap, Gonsalves said, would include elements like spectrum management, bringing technology to the people and transforming them to digital citizens, diaspora re-engagement, cybersecurity, and public-private partnerships, according to a statement from CARICOM. Gonsalves was speaking during the just concluded CARICOM Heads of Government Conference at the Buckerman Bay Resort in St. Vincent. Suriname saw a solid improvement in tourism arrival numbers in 2013, according to data from the Caribbean Tourism Organization, the CTO. The country welcomed 202,225 stopover visitors in the first 10 months of 2013, a 4.8% increase over the same period in 2012, according to the CTO numbers. The country's growth was buoyed by a strong winter 2013 season, during which it saw an 8.5% improvement in stopover numbers. Despite the improvement, the country actually saw a 6.1% drop in tourism from the United States, Canada, and Europe. However, arrivals from other parts of the world rose by 16.1%, or a total of 113,164 visitors. While the CTO data did not break down that category, the improvement seems to be largely the result of an increase in South American visits and a bump in tourism from within the CARICOM community. Traditionally, former colonial power, the Netherlands, has been the country's largest tourism source market. The Turks and Caicos Islands is currently reviewing broadcasting and telecommunications bills. A parliamentary select committee has been appointed to look at the Continuous Broadcasting Commission Bill 2014 during the last sitting of the House of Assembly. At the February 17th sitting of the House, the Premier called for an adjournment while members were still discussing the contentious broadcasting bill in the Committee of the Whole. On Thursday, March 6th, TCI Premier Rufus Ewing moved that the committee be discharged from considering the bill and a 4-member committee be appointed instead. The select committee, made up of 2 members from the government and the opposition, will report their conclusions to the Assembly. They will also be considering the Telecommunications Bill 2014. While both sides agree that the broadcasting industry in the TCI needs to be regulated, members were in disagreement about a number of provisions within the document. West Indies captain Darren Sammy is one of 3 players fined by the International Cricket Council following a small altercation during Sunday's March 1, 2014 first 2020 international against England. Sammy, along with teammate Marlon Samuels and England's Ravi Bopara, were slapped with level 1 breaches of the ICC Code of Conduct after being reported by on-field umpires Joel Wilson and Peter Nero and third umpire Gregory Brathwaite and fourth official Nigel Duguid. All 3 players pleaded guilty. The incident took place in the 12th over of England's run chase when Bopara made insulting comments towards Samuels while taking a single. The ICC statement said Sammy joined in, also trading insults with Bopara. It required the intervention of Wilson and Nero to end the exchange. Bopara was fined 25% of his match fee, while Sammy and Samuels were fined 20% and 10% respectively. For the JTV Caribbean News, Sean Rose.
Coming up next on JTV News. BVI Airways sold to New York-based Merchant Bank. The airline COO says this capital growth can take BVI Airways to the forefront of Caribbean carriers. Young people in the territory to participate in workforce preparation workshops. After meeting with King Garden Bay business owners, district representative, and the premier, executive producer of the BVI Music Fest, Rodney Skelton, says there is still enough time to organize the event. And one business owner in King Garden Bay says this tourist season is one of the best they've had in about 8 years.